Hey guys, I'm here to do my birth video. Um, tell you guys how my birth went, and I have some footage of it. They took away the editor on YouTube, so I don't have an editor on my computer besides GoPro, and I don't think I can put other videos from anything else on there to edit. But anyways, I went in at 34 weeks with, my early contractions or whatever. They wanted to put me on Procardia, and I didn't refuse it like in a bad way. Like if I need it, I'm not gonna take it no matter what, or anything like that. I wanted to relax and see if I could, slow my contractions down by themselves. So I did bed rest for 3 weeks. Then at 37 weeks, my contractions pretty much quit, which aggravated me because I thought I was gonna have him early. And then made it to 40 weeks, and I'm like, I don't want to make it to 42 weeks because I want my water birth. I don't want to be in a hospital. I was strep B negative, so I didn't have to worry about the IVs or anything, but I don't want to be on a bed. I want to be able to move freely and all that. I wasn't allowed to do that at at the last hospital I was at. So and the Tuesday before uh, September 5th, which is when I thought I was going into labor because I had consistent contractions. And then when I went to sleep, I thought I'd wake up to them stronger, but they completely went away. So on September 5th or September 4th at 11 p.m., contractions started up again. And, I was recording them. And I I think at like 6 a.m. when my husband got up, I was like, I'm gonna try to sleep. Hopefully this is it. If I wake up and I still have them, I know they're real and all that. But I had them consistent for 7 hours, and then I went to sleep at 7 a.m. on the September 5th, and my husband came home for lunch, and contractions. I was still having them, but they weren't consistent. They were nowhere near, as many as I was having before I went to sleep. But I did get woke up by some of them while I was sleeping, so I know, something's happening. I'm gonna have this baby soon. Might not be today, but it's gonna be this week, hopefully. Um, but after I woke up, and I'd say about 2 hours, 3 hours later, they started back. Painful, not painful to where I couldn't talk, but painful enough to where, I didn't want to work through them. So I told my husband, I was like, I'm gonna, clean, 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 keep moving, try to keep these contractions up, try to get them going, because I had an appointment that day at 3:30. And so I was cleaning and everything, and it did kick the contractions back up. And by the time my appointment got here, they were pretty strong, consistent, and I was like, please don't let me go in here and then tell me that nothing's happening and all that jazz. I'm just gonna be completely disappointed because I was at 2 centimeters the following week, so I didn't want to go in there and be told, oh, you're having contractions but nothing's happening, and be sent home. So, but here's little man. He's 3 weeks old now, but he still lays like a frog with his little feeties up. But anyways, I went in for my appointment. I had only gained I think 11 pounds the day I went in. I was at 11 pounds um, gained total. I don't know how much I've lost because I haven't stepped on a scale and I won't until October 17th. But when I went in, they hooked me up to the monitor to, check baby's heartbeat, make sure he was doing okay, and, check the contractions, make sure he was handling the contractions okay. And, I was having contractions pretty consistent. She said, yeah, you're definitely contracting well. And she said, let's get you over to the room, do an ultrasound, make sure his fluid levels are good and all that, because I was, one day shy of being 41 weeks. So we have to make sure that, baby's good and all that. Um, I, they checked me before they done the ultrasound, and I was 4 centimeters. And, they did the ultrasound, saw that he had enough fluid and all that. And they told me, since your contractions are consistent, what we're going to have you do is go out, walk for 2 hours, and then come back. We'll check you again and see what's going on. And I was like, okay. So what we did is we left the birth center. We went back to my house since my husband was in his uniform. He wanted to change out of uniform, not be stuck in those hot clothes all day. So, I mean, as soon as we left the birth center, they got a lot stronger, and it was definitely so much more painful sitting down and riding in the car during the contractions than it was standing up. But we got to the house and they were definitely strong. And I told my husband, I was like, I don't want to go walk. I want to go back to the birth center because these are, pretty strong contractions. And, we'll wait until 5:30 like they wanted, and we'll see where I'm at then. But I got back there at 4:40, and they got me back in the room and all that, and they checked me again, and I was 6 centimeters at 4:50. So within an hour and 20 minutes, I went from a 3.4 to a 6. So they were like, today is definitely the day, and you're going to have your little guy, soon. She said, let's go ahead and go get this tub set up for you so you can have your tub for birthing ready and all that. So I went out to the car because my 2.5-year-old was taking his nap in the vehicle with my husband, and I told him, I was like, let's bring my birth bag and the baby's bag into the room and all that, because they said, it's go time. So we moved everything in the room, and it just so happened to be around the time that our friend was getting off work that lives right down the road from me. And I called her and I was like, I'm trying to find someone to come watch Leon or take Leon to the house or whatever and watch him while I give birth, because they don't want me to have him in the room while I'm in labor. I mean, if that's your preference, then I don't think they would have went against it. But he definitely cannot see me in that pain. I mean, even though I don't show it until like the very end when I'm giving birth. But he doesn't need to see me in that position because he's very protective over me and it will affect him. So she said yes, that she would love to. She was excited and happy I was finally having him. So she came. She waited in the lobby with Leon until we went home. But she got there, and I got in the tub, stayed in there for a little bit, and then got out and was walking around. uh, when I started walking around, I was 8 centimeters. She said I was 7 centimeters for sure, but she could just stretch it enough to make it 8 centimeters. And so I went out, to the lobby and stayed out there for a little bit. My son was making messes, so I was picking up, the toys and stuff that he was making a mess with. And our friend was like, "You're in labor. Stop cleaning. I've got this." And I was like, "I can't do that. I'm OCD. I've got to clean. If there's a mess, I'm going to clean it." But I stayed out there for a little bit, and then they got a pretty good bit stronger. So I was like, I'm gonna go get back in the tub. So I went and got back in the tub, stayed there for a little bit, and she said, the midwife that was supposed to deliver me, she had to go to an emergency in the hospital. So I had the owner of the birth center. Well, she's a midwife too, but she was the one who was going to be there for my delivery as long as I gave birth before, 11 p.m. But when I got back in the tub and all that, she waited for a little bit. She came in there. They were checking his heartbeat every 30 minutes or so and making sure he was good. She said, she came in there and said, "Come on, let's go, get the show on the road. Your contractions don't seem to be getting stronger, like strong enough." Because I could still talk through my contractions. Technically, I was talking through my contractions while I was pushing him. So, it's labor affects everybody differently, and I'm just one of those people where yes, you don't want to talk during the contractions, but I can if I have to, or if I need to say something, I can do it. But she told me, she said, what I want you to do is I want you to get out, go get in the shower, do some nipple stimulation, and let's get these contractions, going. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to break your water and we're going to have this baby. I was like, okay. Uh, Stimulating my own nipples was very strange for me. I'm not a nipple play person at all. So just, sitting there, not, sexually rubbing my nipples or anything like that. But I was doing what she told me to do. And it definitely kicked up my contractions so much stronger. So I went and laid on the bed, and while I was having contractions, she broke my water, and that was the most painful thing I have ever felt in my life. Her breaking my water while I was having a contraction hurt worse than pushing him out. But when she broke my water, got up, I got in the tub, and literally not even 10 minutes after I got in the tub, I was pushing him out. That's how fast things progressed. Um, I think I pushed 4 or 5 times, and he was out. He was crying, or he did start crying. Um, this boy definitely has a set of lungs on him. He wasn't as quiet as Leon was when he was born. Um, he uh, he had a very short umbilical cord, so I couldn't put him on my chest. I had to hold him in my arms. But we sat there like that for a while until I felt the need to push again, and then I had to, deliver the placenta. Hi. Boy, you look rough.
Talking to somebody?
But
You're not recording still, are you?
no, I just started it back.
Cut the shit out.
But whoop, shaking the camera. But yeah, he was born at 9:55. He weighed 7 pounds 2 ounces and was 22 inches long. This little guy was almost 2 foot. It was definitely a different experience from my hospital birth, for sure.
I didn't take off my shoes.
Um, but well worth it. Well worth this little guy. Even though he's continuously eating. It's like he's cluster feeding, but since he was born. So 3 weeks now. He weighs almost 10 pounds now. Or probably over 10 pounds now. Because he hasn't been weighed in 2 days.
Okay, what day it is?
It's Wednesday. But yeah, that's it for Oh, well, no, I guess I can say, I delivered the placenta and everything, and they put it in the freezer for the lady who was doing my placenta encapsulation, who also worked there. So we saved that. She also dried the cord out for me, but someone lost it. But baby, you are like shaking the crap out of this camera.
They'll understand. It's an earthquake.
This is not an earthquake. Baby, quit. Because I can't fix these videos on YouTube anymore.
Why not?
Because they took away the editor.
That's dumb.
I don't forget where I was at now.
I don't know either.
But we stayed there for 3 hours after I gave birth to him, and then we went home. So we went home at 1 o'clock in the morning. And everything's been good since. He didn't lose that much weight. I think he lost maybe an ounce or two. Because Tuesday I gave birth to him at night, and then Thursday he weighed 7 pounds 1 ounce, so I don't think he lost much. But that is it for this video. I think I'll do the birth video in a separate one because this video is already almost 20 minutes long. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, and we will see you guys in our next one. Bye.
Wait. Wait, I want to say bye.
Well, come say bye. You look awful. Oh, but you can't even see it on there. Bye.